So you're scrolling through your feed, maybe checking space news before bed, and you see a headline, Third Interstellar Object Discovered. And for a second, you stop, you click. The article talks about something called 3i Atlas, and the comments are full of people saying it's aliens, it's a spaceship, it's proof we're not alone. And then, the article gets super technical, throws around terms like hyperbolic trajectory and non-gravitational acceleration, and you're like, okay, but what is this thing? Here's what bothers me. Every time one of these interstellar objects shows up, the internet explodes with theories, but almost nobody actually explains what makes it weird in a way that, makes sense to normal humans. So let's fix that. So, my name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about weird things floating through space. If you're someone who loves space mysteries but hates confusing science jargon, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're breaking down 3i Atlas, what it is, why astronomers are genuinely confused by it, and what it might tell us about the stuff drifting between the stars. And look, this isn't just another asteroid. This thing is actually strange. Alright, first things first. The 3i part, that just means third interstellar object. The first was Oumuamua back in 2017, that Hawaiian name everyone butchered for months. The second was Borisov in 2019, which was basically just a normal comet from another star system. And then in 2024, we got number 3, 3i Atlas. It was discovered by the Atlas Survey System in Hawaii. Yeah, same team that's been catching asteroids and comets for years. But here's the thing, the moment they calculated its trajectory, they knew something was off. When astronomers track objects in space, they look at the path it's taking. Most stuff in our solar system follows what's called an elliptical orbit, basically an oval shape around the sun. But 3i Atlas? It's on what's called a hyperbolic trajectory. That means it's moving so fast that the sun's gravity can't hold it. It's just passing through. It came from somewhere else, and it's heading back out into the void. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so it's from another star system. That's cool, but we've seen that before with Oumuamua and Borisov, right? Yeah, except this one doesn't behave like either of them. Here's where it gets really interesting. When scientists first looked at 3i Atlas, they expected it to act like a comet. That classic image, bright tail, gas and dust streaming off as it gets closer to the sun. Borisov did that. Totally normal comet behavior. But 3i Atlas? Nothing. No tail. No visible outgassing. It looked like an asteroid, just a dark, rocky chunk cruising through space. But then, and this is the part that made astronomers lose their minds, it started accelerating. Not a lot. We're talking tiny, barely detectable changes in speed. But it was there. And here's what most people don't realize. When something in space speeds up or slows down without an obvious reason, that's a huge deal. Because in space, there's no air resistance, no friction. If something changes speed, there has to be a force acting on it. With comets, this happens all the time. As they heat up near the sun, ice turns to gas, and that gas shoots out like tiny rocket engines. It's called non-gravitational acceleration, and it's well understood. But 3i Atlas wasn't showing any signs of outgassing. No tail. No coma. That's a fuzzy cloud of gas that surrounds active comets. Nothing visible at all. So, what was pushing it? Now, look, I know what some of you are thinking. Nick, it's accelerating for no reason? That sounds like a spaceship. And honestly, I get it. When Oumuamua did something similar back in 2017, that exact conversation happened. Some scientists, serious ones, not conspiracy theorists, actually published papers suggesting we couldn't rule out artificial origins. But here's the thing, just because something is unexplained doesn't mean aliens are the best explanation. Let me give you the actual scientific theories, because they're way more interesting than it's aliens and we'll never know. Theory 1. Hidden outgassing. Maybe 3i Atlas is a comet, but the outgassing is just too faint for our telescopes to detect. If the ice is buried under a layer of dark, rocky material, it could be releasing gas in amounts too small to see but still enough to cause that tiny acceleration. This happens with some comets in our own solar system. They look dead until you get really close. Theory 2. Exotic ice composition. Here's something wild. Not all ice behaves the same way. Water ice sublimates, turns from solid to gas, at predictable temperature. But what if 3i Atlas is made of something else? Way less visible. Theory 3. It's not a comet at all. Some researchers think 3i Atlas might be a dark comet, a new category of object that's basically a hybrid. It looks like an asteroid, has the composition of an asteroid, but still is just enough volatile material buried inside to cause those weird accelerations. In 2023, astronomers identified a handful of these in our own solar system, so maybe interstellar space is full of them too. Every time one of these objects passes through, it's like getting a free sample from another star system. We didn't have to launch a probe. We didn't have to wait 50,000 years for it to arrive. The universe just delivered it to our doorstep. 3i Atlas is moving at about 50 kilometers per second relative to the Sun. For comparison, that's roughly 112,000 miles per hour. At that speed, it would cross the entire United States in about 30 seconds. And here's the crazy part. It's been traveling for potentially millions of years before it got here. This thing could have been ejected from a planetary system when Earth's continents were still forming. And the composition, the acceleration, the lack of a visible tail, all of that tells us something about where it came from. Was its home star system colder than ours? Did it form in a disk with different chemistry? Was it kicked out by a giant planet? Or did its star go supernova and fling debris into the galaxy? We don't know yet, but we're starting to piece it together. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend we have all the answers, because we don't. We still don't know exactly what 3i Atlas is made of. We don't have a spectrum detailed enough to tell us its chemical composition. We don't know if it's a comet, an asteroid, or something in between. And we definitely don't know where it came from. Like, which star system ejected it into the void? And honestly, that uncertainty drives people crazy. We want neat, clean answers. We want to know if it's aliens or ice or rock. But science doesn't always work that way. Sometimes you get a glimpse of something strange, and all you can do is update your models, propose new theories, and wait for the next one. Because here's the thing, we're going to see more of these. The Vera Rubin Observatory, which is about to come online in Chile, is going to revolutionize how we detect interstellar objects. Right now, we found 3 in almost 8 years. With Vera Rubin, we might find dozens, maybe hundreds, per year. And every single one is going to teach us something new about the universe outside our little cosmic neighborhood. So, 3i Atlas, a dark, mysterious object from beyond our solar system that doesn't quite fit into any category we have. It's not behaving like a comet, but it's accelerating like one. It's not bright like Borisov, and it's not shaped like a cigar like Oumuamua. It's just weird. And I think that's what makes space so incredible. We're still discovering things that don't make sense. We're still being surprised. We're still learning that the universe is stranger and more diverse than we ever imagined. If you want to stay updated on the next interstellar visitor, or just more weird space mysteries explained without the jargon, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Drop a comment and let me know. Do you think 3i Atlas is a hidden comet, a dark comet, or something we haven't even thought of yet? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.